Thanks for joining us this morning. Can I just get you to count to 5 for me so I can see how your phone line sounds?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could
Okay,
have that,
you can hear me all right there?
I can hear you.
All right, fantastic. And you're not on speakerphone or anything, are you?
I am for the minute, but I won't be.
Oh, great. Yeah, great. If you can take yourself off speakerphone, and you'll just be with Hamish Macdonald in just a moment.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sound all right there?
Sorry, I just missed you there, Andrew.
Yeah, is that sound all right? Does that sound level all right?
Yes, that sounds better. Thank you, mate.
Andrew Thaler, welcome to 702 Mornings.
Good morning, how are you?
Very well, thank you. What's your response to this suspension? Are you now going to apologise?
What suspension?
From council under the order that's been made?
Everyone's talking about it. I haven't got it. The problem with OLG is they have basically run a kangaroo court process, packaged it up for the media. The media get all the information before I do. So I haven't received any notification of their final decision, Hamish.
Have you read about it in the media?
Well, I have, because I'm not an idiot. But the point is, this process has always been handled through media. It's supposed to be a confidential investigation.
Are you aware that there is an order for you to apologise for your behaviour?
I'm aware that there is an order, and I will be taking it to the Supreme Court as best I can. I've been chatting with a lawyer and a barrister. My intention is to take it to the Supreme Court and have it ruled void ab initio.
Are you willing to apologise? Because in the past, as I understand it, you have said that you would apologise for your behaviour.
I did make an offer to apologise for the behaviour. When you read the legislative provisions of the Act that the Office of Local Government are purporting to use, that is an option. And this is not about an apology, Hamish. This is about having me sacked. This goes back to before I was even sworn in. There was a conspiracy hatched by Labor, their Labor councillors and the certain staff of the old council to have me cancelled, to have me stopped from even taking up the job of being a councillor.
Are you a bully?
No. Are you bullying me with your position in the media right now, Hamish? Your attitude and tone is that of a bully.
But what about your behaviour, your actions in relation to fellow councillors and to staff working for the council? Obviously, there's a number of publicly documented interactions and statements that have been made by you denigrating individuals. Is that bullying?
Well, the problem is, Hamish, you weren't there. So you're believing what someone else has told you and you weren't there. So with respect, Hamish, unless you were there, you're just parroting what probably, is it Nicole Overall, your source, or Bronnie Taylor, who's giving you this information? Because I was elected by the people to do a job. Everybody down here knows me. They know what I do. They know I'm smart, and I have done the job. And let's please talk about the actual issues at hand and sit behind all of this. Are you interested in the real facts?
There is an hour-long video which was streamed on the 5th of March in which you raised questions about the gender of a particular council worker. You said, if you don't know what you are, you've got a problem with your life. In the same post, you also insulted the appearance of a fellow councillor. You also talked about the code of conduct during that video. I mean, this is in the public domain.
Have you watched the video, Hamish?
I have a transcript of the video in front of me right now.
So hang on, you haven't watched it, so you therefore don't have the correct context of why I said those things. Did you not read the bit where I said, if you're going to tell big fat lies, I'm going to call you out for being a big fat liar? Do you not read that bit? Because if...
Is this all appropriate language to use in relation to people that you work with?
If people are going to blame me and allege that I am responsible for asbestos contamination, and that is a big fat lie. I think I'm entitled to call that out. That's what happened. And worse, the woman who I mentioned about, if you don't know what gender you are, you've got a problem. She has an environmental authorization to be an environmental compliance officer. So instead of investigating the people responsible for dumping asbestos in the environment that washed onto a man's farm, putting his family at risk, she took up her powers and investigated him under threat of $1 million fines and going to jail if he didn't answer her questions. And she was going to investigate me on that same basis under her belief that I might have put the asbestos there to go and find. Is that not the biggest abuse of power? And therefore, if I am going to defend myself and defend that man and his family on his farm, am I not entitled to defend myself in any way that I need to?
Well, it's a question about how you do that, isn't it, Andrew Thaler, and whether or not insulting individuals, raising questions about their gender is an appropriate way in a professional environment to deal with those sorts of matters.
Well,
also,
Hamish,
as I understand it, referred to people as DEI hires. You've referred to a fellow councillor as a fat, dumb blonde. Are these appropriate ways to deal with people?
well, Hamish Macdonald, it's not a professional environment in the Snowy Monaro Regional Council. The council is run by liars and everything in it is broken. We actually interviewed for a new CEO this week, and that's step one in turning the culture around. And yes, I do think our council has engaged in DEI hires. This woman, who was the environmental compliance officer, has been involved in several environmental compliance issues, and magically, she's lost all the paperwork. And when challenged to say, where is this result of your investigations? Oh, there's no paperwork to produce. You are not allowed to lose paperwork in that regard. So I would seriously question the competence of that person's ability and their skill, and so I did.
And do you think that it falls on the side of being unprofessional or inappropriate or even abusive, the way in which you've dealt with those matters?
So conspiring with certain councillors and the former CEO to have me sacked or suspended before I'd even been sworn in, before I'd even taken up the role, is that not abusive? Is that not a lack of professionalism? You've got to remember, Hamish, you've got to zoom out.
Respectfully, everything I've asked you, you've blamed other people for. Do you take any responsibility for your own behaviour?
Yes, I do. And I turn up and I do the job that I was asked to do by the community. If you go and talk to people around the community, not the idiots yelling off on Facebook having a go at me, they're all the friends of Nicole Overall. Go and talk to the real people. Go and talk to the man who's got asbestos on his paddocks now for 5 months. It is still there on his paddocks.
So if you are taking responsibility, then will you apologise for your use of language, for the way you've dealt with people? That's the central question here. Will you apologise?
I made an offer to apologise, and matters have taken a different course, as it were. So I made that offer to apologise several weeks ago. In that time, a Labor councillor has physically assaulted me in the chamber on camera and is likely to be charged with assault and intimidation. And she intimidated my wife. She was party to a man stealing another man's phone in a council meeting. Now, why would I apologise to those people?
I understand the circumstances of that incident are disputed, and obviously we have to offer individuals involved the right of reply on that particular matter. Just to bring this to a close, it sounds like you're saying you're not going to apologise now.
I'm going to the Supreme Court, Hamish. Why would I apologise when I've actually got the good grounds? I've defended myself. I have a right to self-defence, and I have a right to defend another. I'm trying to defend the people with asbestos on their properties. I'm trying to defend the people that have been broken and harmed by this council. And if calling a councillor a liar is not allowed, I would say lying is not allowed, and that's the first crime.
Andrew Thaler, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Hamish Macdonald. Hung up instantly.